Okay, this is an overview of the new voucher sales and management system that I've just launched. So when you have a subscription, this is a good place to start. There's a couple of things that you'll need to do first under integrations. The first one is you'll need to connect your social networks, and the second one is that you will need to create a Stripe account and add those details in this tab. And those can be found under integrations, and I will do separate videos for those. Oh, the other thing that we need to do, is the My Account details. Just make sure in the branding details that you've got telephone numbers and website address and email address here, because these will be pulled onto your certificates and also into the voucher landing page area as needed. So just make sure those are populated. So that's the first thing. The next thing to mention is this is where you will find your campaigns under this section called campaigns, funnily enough, and I will go through these in more detail in each of the tabs, but you will find your preset campaigns here, and you will also find some blank campaigns. I haven't set those up yet because I've been working late hours doing this, but they will be there very, very shortly. Let's jump into the Christmas voucher campaign so that I can show you around here. So you come into this area, you have 6 tabs for this particular campaign, and I'm just going to talk you very briefly through each of those, and we will do, as I say, a separate video on the tabs that are required. So we will do a separate one for setup and media and landing page, and also about the member management area. A couple of things I need to tell you about in here. This lead collection URL, this is actually the link to your sales page. So this is where you will sell your voucher. So let me paste this, and this is what we have already created for you. So we have had a copywriter write this text, and ignore any discount. This is all editable by you, so you need to adapt this to suit you. But we've tried to kind of give it a theme and a flavour that's kind of relatively salesy without being too salesy. So that is how, when you change any things on that page, which you will do under this landing page tab, that is how you just keep refreshing that page, and you will see those changes come through on this page. But that's basically how you preview that page. This delivery page, we call it also a success page, is what your voucher will look like. So what you do is just copy and paste that URL into a new browser, and you will see the templated voucher. It's empty, obviously, because we haven't put any details in there yet, but that is how you will see what the voucher will look like that your customers will get. And so you can test when you've added all the details. That's how you would test. So you just go and grab that URL in there. This setup tab is primarily to help you set up your social media. There is one link that I need to explain to you, which is here. And we will do a separate video explaining how to set up your social media. But if we just jump into this link quickly, this is where you will find a lot of all the rest of the content that is related to this campaign. Now, we use this much more in other parts of our site, but there's a few things in here of interest. One of them is the resized images for Instagram, which you can find there. It's a zip file. Just click on it and it will download. We've given you some alternative copy for your landing page. So this is your sales page. So our copywriter wrote a couple of different options basically for each campaign. Oops, sorry. And you will find that as a zip file. It's just a Word file in there. This is a replacement banner. Just if you happen to change this banner, because you can change this banner and test out other banners, it is quite a specific fit. So I would advise against it for our pre-written campaigns. But if you do experiment with different images, that is just a downloadable version of the image we use, so you can replace it should you decide you don't want to use the overwritten, your version, and you just want to put R1 back. And then very briefly here, these are the PDFs of your vouchers. If you click on these vouchers, ignore the share link. That again is something that we use for functionality on the rest of the site. And this is blank, so you won't really want to share it. But it gives you a chance to see what your branding will look like on the bottom of the voucher, and also print it out and test what your customers will get when they make their payment for your voucher. So let's close that one down because we don't need that anymore, and let's pop back to let's close that one back and pop back to this page. So that's where that link takes you. That's the easiest way to find all of that content, and then basically the rest of this info is how you set up your social media, which leads us onto the social media. Again, I'll do a separate video for each of the tabs on here that require it, where you need really specific instructions. This is where you find your social media, and I will show you how to post that in another video, but you will find lots of different social media options under there. This is where you will find your leads, so anyone who's signed up to this campaign, you will find their details under here. This is where you will find a log of the posts, so when those posts were sent out to your social networks. It will include a date and a time just here, showing you, confirming that they have been posted and when they were posted. The magic happens under the landing page, which is where you set all of those, you change all of the text, you can change all of the text in here, and also set up your voucher options. It defaults to Stripe. We will need you to create a Stripe account, which is free, and they charge you on a percentage commission, and it's a small percentage. It's one of the smallest percentages for any payment processing platforms, and there is no fee or rental fee. So it's a very low commitment. You literally only pay on any purchases that are made, which is partly why we chose Stripe, and there's a bunch of other reasons, but I've done a separate video on this and how to create a new Stripe account and connect it to Co-Kinetic. This is where you also put your voucher details. This is where you can choose from a different bunch of voucher templates that we've done for you. So again, you would pick different templates and then test them by previewing them on this page to see what they look like. This is where the voucher title goes, the text of what the voucher covers them or gives them, and any redemption details. And again, those will appear on this blank template once you've put that information in there. You can set a voucher price. You could keep it at 0, and then obviously it won't process any payments, and it will just let them put the order straight through. So if you're going to you could set it at £0, but give them a redemption value, for example, of like £5 or £10 or £25, which basically is like a free coupon. So that's one way of using it, or otherwise put a £25 voucher price, they get a redemption value of £25, or you could create a £25 or £50 voucher price and give them, say, a £50 or £100 redemption value, so it's kind of doubling their money, or buy one, get one free, that type of thing. And by the way, I keep saying pounds, but this is actually not, this will fit to your currency. So if you have set euros or dollars, or whatever your currency is in the marketing settings, which again there will be a separate video for, it will be that currency that it is working off. It won't be pounds, even though I keep saying pounds. So you've got some options there, and we'll cover those in more detail. Start and end date are for how long you want the voucher to run, and if somebody hits the page before the start date has kicked in, then they will get a oops, you're a bit too early, and if they hit the page after it's expired or after the voucher offer has expired, they will get quite a fun little sorry it's expired page. And then these pieces of information come in from your branding tab that I showed you earlier, and this is where you would change your sign up banner. So we will go through those in more detail in another video. Orders that you see will come in here, and then there's one other area I need to show you, which is under the member management area. So if you click on that link there, it will take you to this area, which is where you would manage your vouchers. And you can see you have a little vouchers tab down here. Don't worry about these other, you have a dashboard there which will show you, I'm on my staging site, so these images aren't loaded, so don't worry about that. Will look prettier when you see it, but you won't see any information in here unless you are managing groups or memberships, selling memberships or subscriptions. These are basically other pieces of functionality that we offer within our Co-Kinetic subscriptions. You'll find all your orders under there, and everything can be downloaded by clicking the export to CSV, which is on all the pages. But this is where you would manage your vouchers, and if you click very briefly on a voucher, you can see that you can redeem money, so you can redeem complete payment, so full redemption of £50, or they can claim it back in partial redemptions if you want to. So that is all very easy to manage, and I will again record another video on that section. So that's an overview of all the areas that are particularly important in the voucher sales and management system.